Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Nine Souls, where I did it. I found the place with the bells. It is here in the ruins of Lake Gauchi. We were, in fact, on the right path. It's just, this is a problem. So I had to approach it from the other side, which just meant going back to the pavilion and then coming down through here. It turns out it's actually very, very close to the pavilion. Didn't even have to use any fast travels. So, first things first. I don't even remember coming up here, but apparently we had, because it's marked. But alright, so now we know how to ring these bells. I could ring those ones already, but not this one. Unfortunately, ringing it doesn't seem to be terribly meaningful. Hey kid, how these bells work? The music sheet I gave you is an Yeah, no, that's right. If you're not the musical type, yes, you did give me a music sheet. Where is my music sheet? It's in my key items. Right? Is it? Maybe not. Ancient sheet music. But, I can't interact with it in any way. This old sheet music was used for sacrificial ceremonies. Maybe I need to I guess I need to show it to somebody, maybe? Okay, we definitely do have some stuff I should probably, go home and install. Where do I even install herb catalysts? I'm not even sure. Okay, let me refresh myself here. Where did this go? It turns out nowhere. Nowhere is where this go. This is a second fast travel thing that is not available to me yet. Or that this is the first node that I have unlocked. If I hit the other ones, nothing happens. It's interesting that it has the same symbol on it. Well, I guess it doesn't quite. The dot on this is below the character, while the dot on this is above, and so it might be a, sharp versus flat sort of thing. It might denote something else. Yeah, very curious. And this is one of those spots where it sure would be helpful if I could just, jump a little bit higher. Hey, Nymph, is there anything cool up there? Well, there's platforms. There's jumping. And there's mysteriousness. There's an obviously intentional decision to keep all of the stuff that might be interesting to me far enough away that I cannot see it. Let me touch the node here before we go anywhere else, because I would rather respawn here. So what's in this building? I'm sure we've been in here before, but, my memory. Yeah, I definitely couldn't fight these guys before. Immovable Jade. Reduces time required to execute charge strike when standing still. Okay. I mean, that's not so exciting. It really doesn't take that long to charge it up in the first place. And then I was going to try to go through that. Let me hop back to the pavilion and we'll see what's up. We'll have a chat with some folks. And then we can come back here and explore afterward. But it has been a minute since we spoke to our people. Here's the kid. Hey, guess what? I got you apparently all this stuff. You want this sheet music? Can you read this score? Score? What's that for? It's a way to record music. You see, if we can play these notes, we'll be able to hear a song from ancient times. Oh, so that's what these strange words are. The village elders were the ones who taught us to sing. If we knew about this method, it would have been much easier to learn. You can't read it either, huh? I was looking forward to hearing you play this piece. Maybe I'd be able to pick up something from the notes, given the owner of the score. We can ask Abacus for help. My lord, this sheet music does not match with anything in the database. However, we do know that this is written in ancient Kunlun notation. Give me a little time and I can convert it into easy-to-read modern notation. Then take a bit more time to teach Xuan how to read music. Yes, my lord. All right. There's a Solarian flute that I brought from home. Abacus knows where it is. The fingering positions may be different, so you'll have to familiarize yourself with those first. From home? But you don't play the flute. It's not important. That's all, and I need to get going now. Play something for me once you get the hang of it. Yeah. Does Abacus have anything else to say to us? My lord, I suggest going to the western part of the central core first. The transmutation factory and the warehouse zone are currently managed by Jiaquan and Yan Lao, respectively. The factory emits massive waves of deadly heat radiation while it's operational. Forgive my incompetence, but I have not yet found a way to relieve the heat waves. As for the westernmost warehouse zone, there might still be opportunities to exploit. But that is only my best guess, based on incomplete data. Yeah, we know we can go past where what's-his-name was asking us for a toxin. I just didn't go that way. So there's lots to do. Lots of paths to follow. We'll figure it out. Alright, let me recycle all of our stuff. I guess we didn't have as much to sell as I thought we did. It is, unfortunately, not enough to get anywhere near the pipe file. And I don't think I'm buying these. The Ricochet Jade just gives you more window on the bullet deflection. You... Okay, so we have to pay him for the pipe upgrades, but we also have to have a catalyst. Well, arrow penetrates through all targets in its path, increases attack power, grants the ability to break shields. I feel like this is a smart thing to buy. The ability to break shields with the arrow, I think, is going to be useful. And then we'll worry about the rest of this stuff later. You got your hands on Gumang's seal. Well, I know she's despicable, but you really didn't need to finish her off like that. Do you think what I did was wrong? I wouldn't say that, but we all used to work together. I guess I'm a little sympathetic. So do you think the people she persecuted deserved it? That's not what he's saying. He's saying, damn, man. Alright, we gotta make some more gin. So, go look at my jades just so that stops being lit up. I really don't think the immovable jade is very interesting. And we need another skill point before we can take on the skill that we wanted, and that means that I want to go back to the last node. Let's go get in trouble. Okay, so we're gonna head over here, and then wow, I really thought I was gonna get clear. That's an embarrassing amount of damage to take on that group of enemies. Not quite far enough. I really thought I was going to get both of them with the talisman. Okay. So, where did this go again? It went to a place that we couldn't advance through at all. But now we can. Well, I was trying to hop back, obviously, but I guess that'll have to do. Alright, that all went pretty cleanly. Way too early. Ow. I didn't know he could just kick me. It's not something I was expecting. Ah, crap. Ah, crap. I appreciate that those flying guys like feel like they need to come over to you after they shoot at you. It's like, fair's fair, you're shot. You get a turn. Okay, so we're up above. I was gonna say this area feels pretty familiar. So we got a familiar design. Crop labels. Muir, origin, Yi Kingdom. Genetically modified, a staple plant meat with high nutritional value. Penglai is 90% covered in water, and little of the remaining land is arable. Ever since transmutation became commonplace, genetically modifying low-cost, high-nutrition crops became the most important issue for farmers to solve. At the dawn of the Origin era, natural farming gained traction and genetically modified foods were shunned due to the influence of Taoism. The debates raged on, even as Solarians began to need less and less food. Okay, I definitely can't cover that jump. Okay. Gross. I crossed up here, yeah, to find a way to get over to it quickly. Seems like a challenge for sure. And then at the end of it, I have to fight that guy. That's my reward. Really wasn't expecting him to turn around in the middle of one swing. Okay, going splendidly. Trying my level best. Okay, well, that that could have gone better. Elements of that could have gone better. Didn't actually go to the left. There could be stuff going on over there. Probably just like a small amount of loot, if anything. But I do think I want to find out. Yeah, just a small amount of money. Oh. I was really not expecting my... Oh, Jesus, come on. I was really not expecting the talisman move to not move me at all. There we go. Dog just ignores my very good parry. Yeah, what a run back. I don't think having opened that door really even does anything for us, because I don't think it saves us any time at all to take that path. I have to kill this guy to get my stuff back. So yeah, what happened? I got over here, and I don't know, when I performed the dash to the right, and we know it did go to the right because it did attach the talisman to him. It just didn't move me for reasons unclear. Well, that's embarrassing. All right, more cash. Do we know what these crystals are? Why they're everywhere and why they're so intensely unpleasant? I got a single gene from destroying that thing. Step off of that before unpausing. Okay, so this is the guy who wanted the toxin. I should probably go back to the right so that I can at least make contact with the node, but I can't help but have a little peek over here. Like, kind of hoping that there would be a... Kind of hoping there would be a node just inside. Alright, I have no idea how far we will have to go to get a little progress save, so let's double back here. Okay, let's go around. Alright, so we would have hit a dead end pretty quickly going past him anyway. Good to know, I suppose. There's still something up there. And I don't think anything that I have in my inventory is the kind of toxin he's looking for. Okay, that's just going to reconnect to everything up there. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. We'll just have to keep an eye out. Starting at the node down here is definitely a huge improvement. Although it sure would be nice if we could find a node on the screen somewhere. Okay, there's some real weird looking monsters up there. Okay, so he's got a variable length combo. He's not as programmed as the other enemies. It does seem like with his backdash, it's going to be hard. Like, the pattern I observed there was just swings as many times as he feels like swinging and then backdashes immediately. So if you talisman after beating the last swing, you don't actually get any contact. Seems like a real pain in the ass to fight, honestly. It does strike me that I sort of asked for it, right? I just ran up behind him and hit him. Didn't even give a moment's thought to the idea of diplomacy. So perhaps I deserve anything bad that happens to me. Also, this run back sucks a lot of ass. The first time they're going to show you a new kind of enemy whose behaviors you're going to have to learn, to have this be the run. And again, like, put some difficult stuff in front of it. It's one thing. You know, if I'm actually engaged in the challenge of getting back under difficult circumstances, but like, there is exactly one obstacle between me and him. It's this dude. Ah, damn. First enemy we've fought in a while who doesn't, who I don't get away from for free by doing my talisman thing in the air. Although apparently I can do this. You're embarrassing yourself, mate. Ow. Okay. Well, that hit me. That's a frustrating amount of currency lost. But the time, it's the time that I value. My lord, have you found anything at the research center? I've been encountering something resembling chunks of flesh. They may be creatures that snuck in from the agricultural zone, but there's no way the facilities were left unguarded. I've never seen anything like this, but I don't think even Gumang would be this demented. Can you check the maintenance logs here? My apologies, but the highest clearance is required to access the research center. Everything there is completely classified. Fine. I'll just have to deal with whatever's happening after I take over. Of course, but please pay attention to your well-being. Feel free to return to the Four Seasons Pavilion when you're feeling too stressed. I don't have time for that. I'm hanging up. He has time to say I'm hanging up. Huh. A Solarian artifact that can be gifted to Xuan. An academic text from the Tiandao Academy entitled Introduction to Tellurgical Applications. This scroll covers the basics of tellurgy and is easy to understand. For beginners. You know, for kids. I really need to find a root node. I don't think I actually have any... Yeah, I don't have anywhere to go, though. I'm going to have to fight these dudes. It looked like there were two of them. Okay, well... What if actually I shoot you with a huge arrow? Okay, they do not have a lot of HP, is the thing that we have learned. Aw. Wasn't even a good parry. Huh. So every time I hit them, they just come back to full health. That thing must be destroyed in some more permanent way. I could have dropped down. Definitely some weird stuff going on here with this assembly line? Scanning line, I guess? Hide inside a container. Hold on a second. Before we go committing to something like that. Is it true that I could have dropped down here? Yeah. Let's see what's going on down here. Oh, that's a new guy. It's a different guy than the guy I thought he was. Well, what if instead of fighting him, I ran away a lot? Ah! Should have just swung the sword. Not my best panic reaction. So unfortunately, now we are going to have to deal with that big guy again, or lose the very small amount of money that I had managed to rebuild. Okay, that was pretty clean. That was an encouraging fight. You know what? What if actually no? Okay. I was really expecting to attack the talisman on the guy that killed us instead of the other dude. I don't know for sure that it would have made a difference, as we don't have the stunning talisman thing, but it does seem like enemies are usually at least a little bit impacted. Remember saving up. Remember having enough money to buy things. Yeah, okay. I'm sure that is really frustrating shit. These guys had less health before, it felt like. I guess the second one that I killed must have been hit by the arrow. Although it didn't seem like he would have been, given that he was on the lower ground when we fired it. This area sucks. This is not fun. Alright, I like it when they do something I can Tai Chi kick. Turns out the Cuphead folks were pretty right about that being fun. Who would have thought? What about this? What if we come at him with one of these? Turns out it doesn't help at all. Ow. Okay. That's a really frustrating way to die. That thorn, the ranged attack, hitting a tiny sliver of the back of my heel and having to pass through two enemies to do it. It's a little frustrating that in 2 dimensions the enemies can trivially shoot through each other. Oh no. I do hate it when you can see that I have parried and it just doesn't give me the benefit of having parried. Alright, where am I actually trying to go? I'm trying to go past these guys and down. That guy didn't seem to have arms. He had something that was launching the grenades from under his cloak, but I didn't ever see any arms. There we go. Yeah, I didn't think so. Well, this seems like a pretty bad place to be. Well, I can't see a way to help you. And I'm sure the result of me helping you would be you attacking me in a frenzy. But I'd still do it if I could figure out a way. think it's just a lighting fixture, which means that there's not any place for us to go down here at the moment. I don't think I missed any nymph entrances. But okay, now we know at least. Huh. Nope, hard wall on the map. Okay. Fuck you. I guess let's hide inside a box. It does feel like they're gonna know that we're in here, given the scanning technology that we're seeing. Not 100% sure what the utility of doing this is. Ah, okay. It is a way of getting back to the central transport hub. I should probably have opened that thing over there. Hold on a second. Before I do anything else. That's interesting. And it looks two-way. Alright, so where is this exactly? It's at the bottom of that big elevator shaft. Okay. That being the case, I probably don't need to do this. I'm betting that it is, I'm betting that there will be a node inside the door pretty quickly, but let's not take a chance, shall we? I'm just gonna go touch the core over here, or the node. I just said the word node, so like out loud. All right. Just to make sure that we respawn here instead of a very great distance away, because we cannot trust the game designer to not leave that as an option. Ah. Oh. Okay. I see. I assume this is something I can only drop from above. Yeah. The nymph cannot do it. Okay. I need to be right on the leading edge with the way I timed that. Okay, that's fine. I think I get it now. So to let this thing start resetting. There we go. This is an interesting area. Almost really bad. Oh. That doesn't turn this thing at all. And I cannot interact with it directly. Does it stay where it's put, or no, it does rotate. Okay, so Let me wind it as far as it'll wind. And here we go. I knew we were safe. I knew we were safe, but I was still very nervous. Okay, additional dark steel. Apparently we can strengthen our arrows even further. Okay, so this was just a little challenge course for earning the dark steel, though. So that's the 8-man facility. That's the power reservoir. Cortex center. The Grotto of Scriptures. Okay, we still are missing some kinds of traversal abilities. Like, there for sure is a jump we don't have yet. So that's got a lot of areas blocked off to us. Had I done everything that it felt like I could do here? I can't get up there. I can't go to the right on the bottom level. Oops, that's not the button I wanted. Nor is that. Why are buttons so challenging? Now we've been to the ends of this. We've been to the ends of this. And the places that we were just told to go to are not actually places that we... they're not actually names of maps here anywhere. But I'm fairly sure that there was at least one spot somewhere where we had seen the collapsed, like, power attackable column blocking us off from going somewhere. So if we can find that again, let's just take a peek. We'll just look around. Ow. Right. So this is the big central elevator, right? Yeah, the one that we have all 4 levels for now. Well, that'll make it easier to get around if all of the things I'm doing turn out to be dead ends. Now, what was at the left side of the spaceship hall? Okay, just a thing we can't get through. There was nothing up here except for the guy. Okay. I wish the game was a little bit better about marking on your map exactly why you are obstructed in a place. Or even that it just let you do your own markings. And I guess, like, you always can do your own markings, right? You always have the option of drawing your own map. And I've gotten out of practice with that, but it is seeming more and more like that is a thing that we need to be doing in video games in general. The mapping has gotten really weird and lax. I'll take that, thank you. So there's an area we couldn't reach down left, and also top left or middle left, and then at the top left there's a way to a screen that has a thing that we can't get to. So I just played through Outer Wilds with Elise. With Annabelle. Mortifying. I just played through Outer Wilds with Annabelle. And we talked a little bit about the sort of meditative nature of... Oh, I should hack you. Yeah. The meditative nature of the run back in that game. And so it is like, it's a little weird. I'm not 100% sure what it is about the runbacks in these kinds of games that I... Where did this guy come from? He was not here when we were down here a moment ago. What it is that I like so much about them, specifically in these instances, but I sure do. I sure do dislike them. So this is a whole area we've not been to before. We just hadn't come back to that after learning how to do the Tai Chi kick. Very interesting. I mean, there obviously it's very justified by the premise, and it never feels like as much of a... I don't know what I'm doing. I can clearly drop down from here. It never felt to me like a punishment for doing a bad job so much. Even though in some cases it, you know, it sort of inarguably is. Oh geez, hold on a second. I'll be right with you there, sir. Okay, just an extra basic component. I mean, that's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely come back to that feeling like the idea that we are not still doing that kind of thing in games like these, as someone who grew up, you know, in the Nintendo and Super Nintendo era, feels like progress, and that like having to do a run back in a game like this definitely feels like just backwards motion for the sake of backwards motion. So hold on, we should be able to open this now. But I don't know. That feels arbitrary to me. Probably sounds arbitrary to you. Interesting. Those can only be broken from the one side, I guess. This definitely feels like an area that I was supposed to get access to earlier, doesn't it? Hello. More delicious fruits. Although I guess it wouldn't have been much value to get back here before we had the charge attack, because it has been necessary to advance a couple of times, and also to get myself out of this pit. Yes, that thing's going to bring down those hackable platforms. Okay. Interesting to see that there is a node just below me. Let me see if I can turn on what looks like it should be climbing to on those walls. Okay, so we can hold down one of these for the purpose of enabling crossing here. Looks like I chose correctly. Ow. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how that worked out. Medicinal citrine, an orange-tinted ore. People once mixed it with wine, believing that it would strengthen the body. However, taking it in large quantities is harmful. I wonder if it is harmful enough. Okay, so see, like, where there's these, like, crenellations on the wall, I had assumed we were going to enable some goo. But I guess not. I guess we're just climbing down to that node the old-fashioned and unfortunately irreversible way. Alright, let's enable this, but not rest just yet. However, we can grab this. Alright, so then 2 more points, and then 2 more points, and all of our slash attacks are better. Seems pretty good. Okay, so that'll make it easier to get back up here from down there. But first... Okay, glad I came over here to check this, because it is, in fact, necessary. And then, yeah, I guess it's okay to just go left from here instead of crawling back up. I might as well smoke the pipe now. Reduces knockback from enemy attacks when parrying and increasing stability when enduring heavy hits. Okay. That's alright, I suppose. It feels to me like I'm supposed to have more Jade slots by now, maybe? It's a little hard to justify some of this stuff against some of the other Jades that we already have, you know? So right now, it doesn't seem like there's a way to get up any higher, but... there's definitely stuff over there to the left. And a transporter. Well, I guess we may as well see. Power Reservoir West. Okay, hardly anything interesting except for some quite oddly shaped wreckage down there. So this is a violent video game, you know? Right, that one doesn't include the Tai Chi opening. Ah. Okay. I do appreciate him giving me my ammo back immediately. Oh no. I didn't even see this guy. He was very well camouflaged. By a huge margin, the most difficult hack of our career. For a standard component. That is fully the wrong button. I meant to pipe. Well. I mean, we all knew I was in rough shape already. Alright, problem solved. All problems solved. Using the one true methodology. Okay, that's going to require access from the other side. I do not like these buff Catman statues. I do not care for that enemy waiting until I was indisposed to become aware of me. I'm so used to the enemies dying in 2 hits, the flying enemies, you know? At least we opened the thing. Come on. It's weird for them to all of a sudden be dialing up the number of symbols and stuff on the hacks when it's been the same all game up to this point. Dusk Guardian recording device number 1. Log entry. The deceased has been confirmed to be a Dusk Guardian. It is speculated that an explosion occurred while he was on patrol. He was pierced by a piece of scaffolding when the structure collapsed and died immediately. Hello? Is this how we do log entries? I can't believe I encountered something like this on my first shift. He had a lot of external injuries. It looked horrible. I hope his spirit will be able to rest in peace. I've been feeling drowsy after our last medicinal injection, but the symptoms are slowly going away. I thought I would never have been able to board New Kunlun, so imagine my surprise when I became a Dusk Guardian. It's incredible to think about. Let's see how far we can make it up this room. So that would have to be hit from the other side. This is probably opened by dealing with that guy. I'm sure it's just a chest. But you know, just money, I mean. It's obviously a chest. Ah. Okay, I was like, maybe I could just do it really fast between shots, like lure one shot out, give myself a maximum time before refire, and then solve it that way. But apparently, there's just enough UI refresh time that that's not really a viable strategy. Alright, every once in a while I can defeat the weakest enemies in the game in a more or less flawless fashion. I tried to stay in the air. Okay. That guy made it very easy for us, at least. They're not all so kind. I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping for, you know, another node or something, but I didn't really... Did I finish exploring that last room? Well, there are a couple of areas. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay, and then this has just brought us back to the power reservoir, but to a part of the power reservoir map that we did not have access to before. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well over here. Okay. There we go. Connection to a place that we have previously been able to get to, and it looks like we might be able to loop around here. I guess I may as well... I don't know, let me touch this now that I'm up here. I may as well rest at that node, though, right? None of the things we respawn are going to be in our path in any meaningful way anymore. Rhizomatic energy flow results normal. Rhizomatic energy is generated when the primordial roots absorb light. Over the past millennia, and with the development of Solarian technology, methods for extracting and storing this energy have been continuously improved upon. During the Turbulent Era, the GA Kingdom created the first large-scale rhizomatic columns to meet the power needs of their military. Groups of these columns were built across Penglai by various kingdoms. However, with the rise of Taoism, the columns slowly fell into disrepair. Now, you know what? We're also over the hour. I think this is maybe... we made some good progress here. We've connected up a lot of map bits. Maybe further progress is a tomorrow kind of problem. So I think that right there is where we're going to call it. Thank you all so much for watching. I am pretty annoyed by all the money I lost over the course of this episode. But I'm still having fun. Like the combat's good. The combat's good. There's just some annoying game design decisions around it. So when you come back, hopefully the one will continue to triumph over the other, and we'll see you then.